106.5 WKDZ, Alabama. I am Fletch. It's Monday and it feels like Friday because I got tomorrow off. And if you do, doggone, yeah, enjoy. You may have today off. I've got a bunch of people that, my friends that sort of called in sick today. You 106.5 WKDZ Weather Edge forecast this afternoon with Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Tollgate Center, Cadiz. Maybe try their steam table for lunch one day this week. Hancock, so this afternoon, showers and storms. This line's going to roll through, die down, some more during the overnight hours. Tomorrow looks like on and off showers and storms for your barbecuing and grilling out tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be nice. Temps back into the mid-80s. Rain cooled right now, 71, 106.5 WKDZ. And welcome Brice Long into the studio. Hey!
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm excellent. How about you?
Man, I'm good. I'm glad to be here, pal.
And for those who follow Brice on social media, we are Facebooking live right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Facebooking live, man. It's the new technology.
I was going to ask, before we get any farther, do you know how this works, or are you still relying on your wife?
You know the answer to that, but you didn't even have to ask. You knew exactly what I'd say.
Oh, Brice Long, Hopkinsville native singer-songwriter. If you are new to the area and not exactly sure who Brice Long is, he's had a career of hits under his belt for a while. When did you leave Hopkinsville to pursue songwriting there? Let me move this out of the way. So
Man, this would
if I move it this way, I can't get the Facebook Live. If I move it this way, I can't see you. I'm just okay. All right, there we go. All right, so you went to Nashville when?
It would, gosh, almost 20, about 23 and a half years ago, January of 93. So that would have been like somewhere right January the 7th, I'm pretty sure, of 93. So that's almost 24 years ago, 23 and a half years ago that went over. And man, it's been crazy, but it's been fun.
You love your hometown of Hopkinsville.
Absolutely.
Area of Christian Tree County, and that's going to lead into our back-to-back discussion here. And the main reason Brice is in the studio this afternoon, Brice Long, singer-songwriter. Let's go ahead and toss out a few of the hits because, you know, we say singer-songwriter, and people, you know, if they don't know you, they may wonder what songs you have had a hand in. Your first big one, I guess, Gary Allen.
Right. Back that would have been like in 04. I had a single out on John Michael Montgomery, and I think it was 01 or 02. I had just signed a record deal at RCA, and I wrote a really cool song called Cool with Harley Allen that John Michael cut, and it did okay, but my first big hit was Nothing On But the Radio. I wrote with Odie Blackman and Byron Hill, and it was a couple weeks at #1 for Gary Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, you've had hits with Randy Houser.
I have.
Yeah.
Gary again, and Randy, and Casey James, and John Party. And
The new John Party, Heartache on the Dance Floor.
Yeah.
Can you play that sometime this
I
afternoon?
can. I'd be glad to, man.
Cool. Because I want to hear your version.
You got it. I can do it. I can do it.
So there you go. Now that's a quick introduction to who Brice Long is. Let's go ahead and hop into the Back-to-Back Foundation and something you got started several years back.
Absolutely, man. It's been a great thing for the community up here. We started it almost about 13 years ago. And this year will be the 12th year for the show. And man, 12 years go by fast. But I've had, been blessed to have a lot of great songwriter buddies of mine up to perform on the show. And, a few great artists as well. Some have gone on to have, record deals and songs on the radio. And this year I've got a great lineup, Fletch. It's July 22nd this year at the James E. Bruce Convention Center. It'll be a 7 o'clock showtime there in Hopkinsville at the Bruce, and Don Sampson is one of my favorite songwriters. He wrote Waiting on a Woman and for Paisley. He wrote Midnight Montgomery for Alan Jackson.
I love this.
Yeah, man, me too. Tough Little Boys for Gary Allen.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really cool song on the first Chris Stapleton record that Charlie Daniels had cut years ago that Chris's dad really loved. Was it 25 or 26? Was a really great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Chris cut. Don wrote that. He also wrote a song that I was a huge fan of called "The Gospel According to Luke" for Skip Ewan. He and Skip wrote it years ago.
He wrote that?
He did. Yeah.
I remember that song. Didn't
Oh
it?
yeah,
Some chill
man.
bumps and
I
stuff
know
like
it.
that. Yeah.
I know it. And but that's several of the songs that Don wrote, and he's such a great guitar player and performer as well. It'll be a great night of songs from the songwriters. And then the other songwriter, and I went with two this year because I just felt like these guys were, just two heavy hitters. I'm sure they'll both be in the Hall of Fame in time, and I just wanted to give them enough time to play several songs. And the other one is Kent Blasey, who is just a phenomenal writer, performer, guitar player, the whole deal. And he wrote one of my favorite all-time songs, "If Tomorrow Never Comes," for Garth Brooks. He wrote "Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up" for Garth, and he also wrote a song he also wrote the last Garth single, which was "Let's Lay Down and Dance."
Yeah.
Kent wrote that, and he also wrote a huge #1 for Chris Young, the Black Dress song, "Getting You Home."
Yeah.
So it's man, these guys are just phenomenal writers, phenomenal people. I mean, two guys that I just have a huge amount of respect for and friends with and write with, and I'm so thankful that they said yes when I asked them to come do this, because they're just phenomenal guys, and the people are going to love it. Everybody looks forward to the songwriters part of the show, now that they've kind of gotten to know exactly what it is. And at first they weren't sure, but now that they know exactly what it is, they look so forward to want to know who's coming, what songs did they write, who are you bringing this year. So it's been really cool to be able to bring some great writers with some huge hit songs, and this year is just going to be phenomenal.
Looking forward to it. We're talking with Brice Long from Hopkinsville, doing this back-to-back show, 12th year. You said 12th year?
12th year for the show, 13th for a total for us giving.
For the back-to-back? Okay, so the Back-to-Back Foundation, what Brice was referring to is the back-to-back show that is coming up in how many weeks? 3?
It's 2 weeks from Saturday.
2.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right around the corner.
All right, so we're going to touch on where you can get tickets. We'll play some music. Brice brought his guitar. How do you keep your guitar dry during the monsoon, though?
Man, the cool part of this, you don't even have to carry a case, man. It's a guitar that I got several years ago, actually. It's a carbon fiber guitar, so it's made it's made out of what they, make airplanes out of, man.
I was going to say, that's the same thing that expensive sports cars are.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and it's fantastic. It's a company, they were called CA back when they were first started, but now Peavey owns them, but this is one of the first ones.
Is this like the Maserati of guitars?
Yeah, well, it is for for guys that are traveling a bunch and stuff like that. Like I don't even carry a case. I ride on it about every day, and thrown it in bunks on buses and back of trucks and just whatever. It's just one of those things that's just kind of you can do whatever you want to it, Fletch. I mean, it's a real good boat paddle in case you need one. I mean, it's just whatever you need. It's they designed it to work under all in all situations, and rain or shine, snow, it doesn't matter. But so when you carry it, I don't even carry a case, man. I just kind of sling it around, and man, it's been fantastic.
I can't wait to hear it.
And it sounds good too, carbon fiber guitar.
Yeah, man. Well, I cannot wait to hear
Randy started playing them. Hauser started playing them, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess. And the first time I went out and heard his guitar that he's got like this, Blake, his sound tech, kind of went through and hot rodded his, and it's probably one of the best sound acoustic guitars I've ever heard. I mean, live, it is a monster. Yeah, his are just
you've got
awesome.
The base model.
Well, I got one of the first ones actually.
You're gonna have to get Randy Hauser's guy to.
Well, and Blake said he would. He said, but I don't play this one live that much. I write on it all the time, but I don't really play it at shows that much. Yeah, and that's what I told him, and he said, man, I'll go through and trick it out like I did his, but I just I play something else usually live. But this thing has just been it's a beast, man. You don't have to worry about it. That's what I love about it. It's something that you carry around. I'm so worried about my other guitars, you know. But this one is just one that you can do whatever you want to, whenever.
We're getting good Facebook Live shots of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good guitar. I mean, they're really made well, and several people have had them through the years and play them. I mean, the cool thing is, even outdoors, a lot of times, your regular wood acoustic guitars are real susceptible to cold, hot, being out playing shows. If you're playing out and it's a hot day and your tuning is always in flux, man, these guitars stay in tune so good, due to what they're made out of, and they don't change very much. So
that's
it makes it great.
Man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's a story in and of itself. Right?
Absolutely.
All right, so Brice Long is going to be coming up doing some live music with his carbon fiber guitar.
That's right. I feel like we just did a whole commercial, man.
I know. You should have done a testimonial.
Yeah. Like, man.
All right, so Brice Long's back-to-back show is coming up July 22nd.
7 o'clock, James E. Bruce Convention Center.
I will ask you this before we go to break. Have ticket prices increased any?
No, sir. They're still $10, man. $10. It's a solid $10 ticket, pal. You can get as many as you want.
And also, let's go ahead and tease, because the silent auction coming up.
That's right. It'll be here soon. We'll have... as always, I always get a lot of great things from. I do have a Aldine guitar signed this year.
Okay, so that's one item.
Yep, and I'll have stuff from everybody. The lyrics will be there again. I'm going to write out Heartache on the Dance Floor lyrics. John and Bart and I'll all sign them. I know Don will bring one of his hits, and of course Kent will too. And there'll be stuff from all of my artist buddies and people that they've given to us in years past, and probably a few great things from some sports folks as well. And what the cool thing is the last couple of years, really, there's been such an outflow of people in the community donating things as well for the silent auction table, which has always been awesome, because the community has just wrapped their arms around this thing and become such a big supporter. And last year they gave several things. I know Glory Guns gave a gun, and man, it's just once you kind of get started and people start recognizing and knowing what you're doing, and then they see the difference, or they know some people we've helped, or families that we've been able to give Christmas to, people understand it and they support it, and our all of our sponsorships have been great, and we got a bunch of them. And Bill Booth is over here with his looking through the glass there with his finger in his nose, just for all those radio folks.
That's no different than any other.
Don't let me throw you off, big guy. I gotta go eat shrimp and Young Jim's, but I'm pulling for you.
That's right. I told him I was coming, and he booked a promo himself. He booked a remote himself.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
He tried to act like they did it to
I
him.
came in, I'm like, who hired the Hawaiian Punch guy to do an air show? I look at Fletch's shirt. He looks like the Hawaiian Punch guy.
Get a good Facebook Live shot of this right here.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. All right.
Hawaiian Punch.
$2.99 at Goodwill. Looks good, brother.
Okay, we're going to go to break. We're going to come back with more Brice Long, some Brice Long music, songs that he's had a hand in writing throughout this hour, and you can stay until 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm good till 3, buddy.
All right, buddy. So we've got more with Brice, talking more about the Back to Back Foundation, some more exciting things to mention about that, and of course tickets. We mentioned prices, but where you can get tickets, all that kind of good stuff coming up. 106.5 WKDZ, as we are with Brice Long this afternoon.